Let's talk about our favorite hero in Nike, aka Laplace, and if she is better than what most tier lists are putting her on with the treasure and she deserves a higher rating, or she is well placed, staying a little bit below the meta characters right now. Hello the internets, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic, because we've been getting this on different videos, it's gonna be Laplace placement on the tier list. Now, before we start, Laplace with the treasure is a great DPS. He's a great iron DPS. But I want to say this already. When we talk about my tier list specifically, right, which is the focus of the video, good units are meta characters you can use for basically every single type of raid or content if you don't have the meta ones. But when it comes to Laplace, I agree that she could be a tier 1 with Viper. The problem is that then Exia would have to be moved up as well to a 0.5 because she is better than the other two by far, okay? And I don't know if I want to put Exia on current meta or not, considering outside of bosses for normal campaign or hard mode push, she's not that common as far as I know. I'm going to be asking around and testing more, but for now she will stay here. Now, she is not current meta. When I say she, I mean Laplace. People say she is better than, or she can be at the same level as some of the other characters like Maxwell, like Snow White, like Red Hood, etc. So I went ahead, I tested this. Let's talk about this. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to help me grow the channel. We're going for 7k soon. And let's talk about my Laplace, my Red Hood, and my Maxwell so you guys can see what test I was running. So first of all, my Laplace, core 7 character, for level 3 gear, 4 on the helmet, level 10, 9, 10. I don't want to level that last skill, I'm lazy, okay? When it comes to the lines, she has 3 attack lines and 1 elemental line. So not super good lines, but decent enough, I would say, right? Decent enough. I think it's 2 attack lines actually. I think I have it here on my test that I was running. And as you can see, Laplace, core 7, fully built, 2 attack lines, 1 ele. Then we talk about Red Hood. As you can see, once again, Red Hood core 1. SR doll, phase 0. It's important because Laplace is fully built, max out. Red Hood level 5 on the gear, 10, 10, 10. Only core 1, as you can see. 3 attack lines and 1 elemental line only. And then my Maxwell, which is also important for the other test, is the least invested unit on this list for today. Wait, I cannot see her. I am completely blind. There she goes. Core 7 as well, gear level 3, and she's 747. When it comes to her gear, I'm pretty sure she has 1 elemental line. She doesn't even have attack lines, and she has an SR phase 0 doll as well. So both the Red Hood and Maxwell dolls not leveled up. And then Lapchan fully built, just a little bit below on the gear, level 34, and then the skills 10, 9, 10. Now, with that in mind, I've been running Litter Crown Naga as a basic test. I was going to be running the Killer Wife for better rotations, but the Killer Wife would benefit Red Hood and Maxwell and not Laplace. So I went with Litter for simplicity. Okay, now let's go on the first test. Laplace versus Red Hood. As you can see, 1 billion versus 1.7 billion. The only way your Laplace could be coming even closer or doing more damage or similar damage, by similar I mean pretty close, right, is if you, first of all, do not manual either of them auto. In that case, Laplace will be getting closer to Red Hood, or if the Red Hood is not properly built. And I don't mean like perfect lines. Mine doesn't have perfect lines, okay? We're talking about 3 attack, 1 elemental versus 2 attack, 1 elemental, and then the doll not built. So my Red Hood, if properly built, can only be doing even more damage compared to my Laplace. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but this Red Hood is one of the strongest DPSs in the game, which is the good example because some people say their Laplace is doing the same damage as a Red Hood. This only happens if you are not manually in Red Hood. Now, I do not like snipers, you all know this, but the reality is that some snipers you'll have to manual and spam, because that's how they do most of their damage. Be it Alice, be it Red Hood, be it Maxwell, be it so many snipers, even Aim, you can spam even though she has the full charge mechanic. So if you are not manualing them, of course, your Laplace can be doing more damage than your other meta DPSs. But that's not a problem of Red Hood. That is literally, and I'm sorry, a skill issue. Now, let's move into Maxwell, because you might be thinking, okay, it's Red Hood, it's hard to compare. Maxwell, not built, alright, 1.2 billion versus 1 billion. And this is why I always say, Laplace with the treasure, as great as she becomes, great damage dealer, it's not meta. Maxwell is doing more, not built, only 1 elemental line, no attack lines, no nothing. And again, even her skills are like a, what, 747, I believe I said earlier. Yep, 747. Not build the worst lines you'll see. 1 elemental line, hit rate, charge speed, charge damage, and max ammo critical. So really fucking bad lines, phase 0 doll, and she's doing only 200 less million damage than what Laplace is doing. So when people keep saying like this, you know, Lapchan is better or should be higher on the tier list, I could agree with putting her on like a tier 1 if we move around things a little bit for Exia, because Exia is better as treasure characters. But she is not a meta character. With how expensive she is, if you have any of the other iron units, the other iron characters will be better. Is Laplace with the treasure better than, for example, Bunny Soda? Honestly, if we talk about a shotgun team, no. If we talk about general usage, they are pretty similar, and Lapchan will have an edge on almost every situation. But again, not on shotgun teams. So I just wanted to showcase this a little bit because this has been a topic that's been recurrent over the last few streams and over the last few videos when we talk about Red Hood and the treasures themselves. Laplace is great, she is not going to be meta. Or sorry, she is not as meta as the other iron characters. Now, that said, like I was saying, it's not a bad unit. It's just that if we're talking about priority for building your treasures, there is only one, and that's Exia. After that, Viper and Laplace are the ones you should be going for if you like them, because Diesel and Frima, there is zero reasons to be building them right now. Then when we get news on what other characters are getting treasures finally, we might see if this changes or not. But for now, Lapchan will stay in 1.5 probably, or maybe move into T1 if I test more and I see that Exia can be moved up, because if Exia cannot be moved to 0.5, the other girls will not be at the same level as her. So all the Japan side, and before I forget, outside of this Laplace rant video, right, I also want to show you guys our new wife, because for those of you who don't know, we have reached the dono goal of new wife, and you guys are voting right now, and right now Pina is winning. An amazing character that I will have to overload 555, 10, 10, 10, and put a doll on. Now, that said about my waste of resources and breaking my account for money, that's gonna be it for this video. Just wanted to talk a little bit about Lapchan and why, even though I like her, again, she's the strongest character in my account, and I've been using her since day one. She was my main DPS with Scarlet, normal Scarlet on my team, using Senti, Rapunzel, Scarlet, Laplace, and Litter. She's great, she's not meta. All that yapping aside, beautiful people, I love you all. Good luck with your cool dinnerdates, and see you on the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。
天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。